Hello everybody. So it's been a while since I've done a video and well, not too long, but like within that month, like of course we change and evolve every day, and so um, I've already changed a lot as far as my perspective on many things, even from my past video. Um, so with this video, I thought about it. It's going to be a little longer than my future videos, just because I really want to make sure I just kind of like voice and express like my intentions with this project that I'm doing and its focus. And it's also been able to keep me pretty humble, which has been one of the many lessons that I've been having to learn. So we'll get started with this. So I will say this project that I'm doing really is focusing a lot more on myself. Um, I know I'm not the only one out there, but when you're someone who really just, it's like you live to help others. Like I want more than anything in my life to um, devote my life to serving other people. Um, I find more excitement and more fulfillment when I get something away to someone and just seeing how they react to it more than me receiving. And so there's blessings and curses along with that. I would say, well, I would just say strengths and opportunities in having that personality. But once you start to have a balance of it, you'll be able to focus on, empowering yourself within your weaknesses and celebrating and appreciating your strengths in that too. So with that being said, this project that I'm doing is called Love Your Life Project, and technically it's not really for me to help anyone love their life. I think now I've been learning that it's something that um, is not really my calling or my thing to do. That's actually where that I think um, arrogance can kind of creep up in that very easily when you feel like you're the person or someone that is meant to help someone. I'm really finding the beauty in when I focus on just me and working on myself. When you do that, you know, it's a blessing because you're not seeking anything or no approval, but at the same time, it could inspire other people. At the same time, it's you're healing yourself. So, trying to make sure there you go. So that's pretty much been like my insight on things lately. So the Love Your Life project is really for my own development. As you all know, like I really just have this desire to help other people, and more in a holistic healing way, where I feel like when it comes to just being um, having wellness of yourself is when you are able to just take care of your mind, body, and your spirit. I think it's all one. Everything is really all one. So that's really like how I see things now. So with that being said, one lesson I had to learn is, how can you expect, to help other people in a way to, embrace their mind, body, and spirit connection as being in union when you have yet to completely heal yourself. So I think that's something that I've struggled with for a while. And again, like I feel like a lot of things that I do has great intentions, but it doesn't mean that it's, you know, a healthy way of doing it. I won't say right or wrong. There isn't right or wrong, but there's always a healthier way to do something. So um, I've actually posted my first piece of my project, and it's pretty much in 3 segments. I have this connection with three really deeply. So what I'm doing is I have a blog which is focusing on completely, being empowered to explore, which came from just my human nature of just always being curious and always being someone who just learning that, I actually don't like conformity. I don't like being um, normal. If you have a rule, then I'm probably someone who probably wants to break it. So I'm learning to really just embrace all that comes with that. So um, during what I'm doing is it's also a way for me to express myself, and I have yet to completely heal. I'm still on this journey of healing, but I'm just finding what helps me, um, lack of better other terms, I would say from my personal experience of just like where I come from religious standpoint and spiritual standpoint, it is my way of combating, as far as combating my own demons and fighting my own demons and controlling that. And um, my way of doing that is embracing my weaknesses, embracing where I'll fall short, and using that pretty much to um, be vulnerable. And when I'm vulnerable, when I share that with the world rather than hiding it or feeling like I can't be angry, I can't be hurt, I can't, feel lonely, I can't feel all these things. I'm learning to accept that in that moment and not be, attached to those emotions, but for that moment, embrace it and ask deeper questions of, why am I feeling this way and how can I help myself to transfer this energy to something better. And my way of doing that, one of the ways of doing that is through poetry, which I've used to do a long time ago. And, life happened and I just, fell away from it. But it's actually been helping me heal. And so on this blog, under Soul Expressions, every Friday, supporting Fearless Friday, I'm going to be posting a poem that I wrote. Like, for example, the one I just wrote, posted Angelic Pains. I just wrote that literally like yesterday. And I'll be posting things, whether, when I'm just things that I feel in my spirit, God wants me to post. It's just very random. It could be something I wrote in the past. It could be something that I write the day before or a week before, but it'll be something new. And I'll keep all them up probably for like a month, for that whole month, and then I'll take it down and start new with a new month. So that's that. And then the other part of my blog is outward journeys, and that is just, I guess, my passion for just wanting to travel more. Just growing up, I wasn't really. I mean, we've been to certain places, my family, but I've never had opportunity to really just like see the world, or even go to other states other than Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. So I really want to just travel and do different things and try different things out. So under the outward journeys, I'll be posting a blog, just information about certain activities that are either free or very low cost, or just my own intake on certain places that I'll travel. One place I've done already is Hanging Rock, which a lot of people have done. So I just talk about my experience with that and recommendations and things like that too. So just want to show you that. And I feel like that blog, in time will probably evolve and change as I change, but for now that is what it is structured to do. And then the other part is YouTube, which I honestly have not really done a whole lot of YouTube videos, but something that's propelling me to get more involved in it. So this is where this video comes in at, which will be the first one. And all this again is part of love your life project for me, to just be able to love myself, have self-love, and just have focus on the connection with myself and God more than anything else, and everything else will fall into place. And that comes from emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual healing. So that's what the whole love your life project is for me. So with the YouTube videos that I'm doing, I'm going to be posting them on Sundays. And what I'll be doing is, again, this one is going to be a little longer because I'm just talking probably more than I should. I'm a talker, but I just really want to just set a foundation of just the purpose of everything that I'm doing. And so I'm going to keep it probably short for the future videos, but this will be, technically, I thought of it today. The topic of the videos for Sundays will be lesson confessions. And I think one thing that I am not afraid to do is being honest, but I'm learning to soften my edges a little bit, because I can sometimes be a little blunt with things that I say, and it comes off as if I'm being, I don't know, I guess like cold-hearted or, not compassionate, and that is totally the opposite of who I am, and, just completely not my soul personality at all. So I'm learning to soften the edges a little bit. But what this is literally my own personal lessons that I'm going through. I'm going to be posting those, and just I feel like a lot of us, even though we're walking, on different parts of our journey, as human beings, we have so much in common with each other, and that's how we connect. And I feel like maybe if I as part of my healing, confessing these lessons to the world, and also showing just the beauty of the lessons and what I'm learning for these lessons. Hopefully, it can inspire other people or just connect with other people so people know like they're not alone. And that's how we build connections, you know. And that's really the whole purpose of these videos. So just stay tuned for that. More to come on that one. So I'm gonna get started. So this is very random, but I would say about 3 weeks ago, I had a classmate of mine who I'm pretty cool friends with, and they mentioned, you know, how they are involved in tarot readings, and for a long time, I'm not gonna lie, just because of, you know, the culture that I grew up in, I really shied away from anything dealing with tarot readings or oracle cards because I just, you know, thought they're demonic and you're not supposed to do that just because in my way I grew up in religion, it wasn't okay. Um, so people who know my story from past videos know that, you know, I would say in September, a long time coming, things started changing for me. But long story short, I had the um, calling, I would say, for me to quit my job. They gave me security as an HR manager. I left my apartment, which is my first real apartment by myself, and it was just my comfort zone. It was like my laboratory. It was my sanctuary. I gave up that comfort, and I pursued massage school. And you know, I stayed with a friend at some point out of that. I stayed with my grandmother, and I lived with my mother until I finished up my massage school and get a job. So I went through a lot of sacrifices that were not easy at all. And another thing that I had to do, you know, I invested in save money to buy this purchase this puppy that I fell in love with the moment I seen it. And long story short on that, I had to about 2-3 months ago. I had him for a year, and I ended up giving him away to another family that I feel I felt called to give, and that's a whole nother story on its own. I don't want to cry doing that, but I just know that I'm happy that I made that choice because seeing this person who I get to see every day and just seeing her happiness with having, you know, my having my old puppy Elmo, it's a blessing. And so I've been given a lot of sacrifices, and it was not easy. So with that being said, the beauty of these sacrifices was, you know, I left, you know, my comfort zone of my religion and Christianity. I left a lot of things, and I became more open to just accepting anything that the universe, anything that God wanted me to receive. I literally became an open vessel, and it's easier said than done, and it's still a work in progress. But I thank God I did it. And so, uh, with that being said, I ended up yesterday purchasing my first tarot cards, and I got it from Barnes and Noble. My sister took me, and I was like, Lakeisha, for some reason I just feel propelled to just go. So if you know, I'm just gonna see if it calls to me. My friend, my classmate, she was telling me, you know, let the cards pick you. You know, don't overthink it, which I do a lot. I'm very analytical, so my opportunity is to really just, I have intuition, I have strong intuition, I have strong psychic, you know, abilities, which a lot of us do. A lot of us do, whether we embrace it or not. So now that I'm involved in it and I'm engaged in it more, I have to trust it more rather than I was focusing on what my mind thinks. So I went to Barnes and Nobles, and this called out to me. And the funny thing about it is, it was between this that was the first thing I seen, and then there was another one called, I think it was like the Vision Tarot or Vision Oracle, and they were like Native American cards. And I've always been intrigued by Native American culture because I haven't done, you know, any DNA analysis or anything, but I feel like I know my great grandmother is, you know, Cherokee, but every black person says that. But I do feel like I have a very deep culture of Native American, a very deep connection with Native American culture. So ended up looking online, being myself, overthinking, and literally as soon as I was able to look on Amazon and see reviews on this, a person said on the review that they shouldn't, if you're new to tarot reading, you shouldn't get it. Me being rebellious, and I feel in my heart that I wanted it, you know, I took it with a grain of salt. And then the other one, honestly, literally, when I looked that up, no lie, my cell phone, the whole complete signal just shut down. I had no bars. I could not look up what was on the Vision Oracle cards. And literally, as soon as I put it back on the shelf, my signal came up. I was like, okay, great. So these cards are already connected with me. Clearly, the universe does not want me to, get this. I'm meant to have this one, so it helped me get it. So I said it for a reason. Um, and there's a reason why I'm telling you about the tarot card reading. So one thing I want to say, because I know a lot of people know me. I grew up, in a Christian religion, and I'll be honest with you, it kind of made me a little bizarre myself, because I questioned myself, and I was like, literally, when I stepped out of the church, I'm not saying do this, everyone is different, but for my truth, I had to step out of the church. And when I did, it seemed like my enlightenment of just life itself, of God, and just who God is, and just all that it possesses, it just became a lot more clear for me. It became a lot more expansive for me to explore, and I received so much more clarity on certain things, and I was able to break a lot of chains that I couldn't before. And I asked myself, like, why is this guy, like, I found Jesus Christ in Christianity, so why is it that I'm leaving out of the Christianity religion, and it seems like I'm evolving even more into, towards my, enlightenment self, which should be everyone's, journey. And I ended up writing it out, and I ended up writing a poem about it too. But literally, God, I'm not gonna cry. I've cried already about this. But literally, God showed me, yeah, you left the religion, you left that structure, but you took Jesus with you, and I did. I did. Like, even when I had, a friend of mine who, I was very, very close to, and I still am, even though we're kind of went our separate ways, but even they told me, like, you shouldn't be, out here talking about Jesus Christ, and, that can be a little sensitive to certain people who don't believe in that, if you're trying to, like, minister in the future and all that. But no matter what he said, no matter what anyone told me, I've always have Jesus Christ in my heart, like, always, and I'll never be ashamed of that, and I will always say that. Even now, me even doing tarot readings, and getting to exploring what I want to do in holistic healing, like, Jesus Christ is in my heart, and always will be. He's the first lover of my soul. So I'm gonna tell you one thing that kind of helped me see this, because it's kind of like, for myself, thinking, like, is that, it's not hypocritical, because I mean, I love Jesus Christ, and clearly, like, I'm in a much better place than I was, even 3 months ago. I changed my perspective of what I see things. So in Christianity, that's where I first learned about Jesus Christ and fell in love with him ever since. And I've always wanted to chase that connection with him, and chase, my connection and curiosity for God, and just all that God is. And that has never stopped. And I think about it. In the Bible, it says, a lot of people even don't believe, who aren't even religious, believe this too. We are spirits. We are spiritual forms. We are naturally spirits having a human experience. This is just, flesh is just here for us to be able to, it's the carrier for us to be able to explore life and love other people and have this journey here on earth for everyone's purpose, which is in essence the same, but yet the journey is very different. So saying that, Jesus Christ himself, in Christianity, how I think, I think the friction for me, resistance for me with religion, was, no matter how I tried to find Jesus and conform into Christianity and the culture of Christianity, I embrace so many other aspects of God. I support a lot of beliefs in Buddhism. I support a lot of beliefs in Native American culture. I embrace so many other aspects of God. And so for me, just conforming myself to this one aspect, for me personally, just isn't a part of my purpose. There are gonna be people who can find Jesus Christ and find their truth in this Christianity, and that is okay too. There's some people who find their truth and don't support Christianity, and that's okay. Like, there's no right or wrong. Who am I to tell anyone their truth? Whether it's from me, whether it's right or wrong or not, that's not my call, and there is no right or wrong. It's just simply truth. So going back to truth, I had to change how I've seen, the devil. I had to change how I've seen Jesus Christ, and it really helped me evolve to seeing things a lot differently. And so for uh, Jesus Christ, for example. So we're all spirits having, experience, human experience here on earth. We have to come here as Jesus did. He came here in a human form to be literally the savior of all humankind. And I personally don't believe that Jesus is going to come and just like save us. I think that we are meant to, in essence, save ourselves as well. So it's a partnership. It's not just where we just do whatever we want to do and just be like, oh, we're saved, so God got our back, Jesus got our back. It's not like that. That would be pointless. So it's a collaborative effort. It's you have to meet him halfway on this. So I always was confused about when the Bible says, Jesus is God's one and only son. I'm thinking to myself, but like, aren't we all like his kids? Like, they used to always like bother me. And I always want to know, like, how is this possible? Like, how can that be his one and only son? It could have just been me being a jealous sibling. I don't know. And just wanting God's love for I don't know. But like, I was just curious. Was just like, no, like, I'm God's child too. Like, I understand, like, we're adopted and all that. And that's what I'm about, us being adopted to the family. So I'll say this, because I can talk a lot. So it says in the Bible that Jesus is God's one and only son. And literally, he came into this form by God pretty much impregnating Mary to create Jesus in a human form. I do a lot of, I connect more with symbolism and just metaphysics within itself, just what you can't really see in physical reality more than what I see here on earth. This is how I naturally am. So you can see clearly in my life I've had to deal with a lot of struggles because of that. But Jesus. So when you look at Jesus and you look at the Bible, and the Bible talks about, the word being with God when he created, the earth and everything like that. When you look at that, and I support that. Now that I see things in different perspectives, I support a lot of what the Bible says, a lot of it. So it's like, when you look at that and being the word, what is the word? Like, when I remember listening about that in Christianity, I literally, in my mind, was thinking like, okay, well, I try to understand everything. Well, if the word was there, like, it's not as if like, could it be where literally the Bible was already created there, just sitting there, or like what is that? A lot of things in the Bible are very metaphorical. It's all about symbolism, and now that I understand that, I can interpret it a lot better for my own truth. So now that I see Jesus as being the word necessarily not being the Bible itself, but truth. The word is simply truth. That's it. So now I see, like, literally God himself, truth. Truth is literally the natural, the only like natural like son of God, like the only natural creation of consciousness of God. We were all, adopted into that because we're an extension of different truths. That's why we're here having our own experiences. But truth itself, the essence, the consciousness of truth itself is Jesus. Jesus, for me, is simply truth. It's simply truth. How Jesus looks on earth, just like how we all look different, that's that I don't know. I don't know how he looked. We look at pictures of how he used to look. People think he was white. People think he was black. But I don't focus on that anymore. It's not important. It's not important. And I'm sure Jesus probably thinking himself, it's not important. I just want you just to know what I stand for, what I came to save you from, So for me, Jesus is truth. When you put together Jesus Christ itself, I support Christ consciousness. I've always have, I always will. And even, I hate that it's not Christianity's fault, but I think just because of different people's own different experiences and things, a lot of people who are not Christian believers, they are like so anti against Christ itself and Jesus itself. But Jesus being truth, and then Christ. When I always listen to pastors that I love, like Pastor Allen at Daystar, which was the last church I went to, and I still feel connected with that church even though I haven't been in a few months. But pastors like himself and other pastors I've talked to in the past, always tell me, it's not about religion, it's relational, it's so relational more than anything else. And Christ simply means like following the way. It's a way of living. It is a way of living. It's not literally the religion itself. Christ is just simply the way of living, the truth, the way of living. So when you put and break down Jesus Christ, and you look at Jesus meaning truth, and Christ meaning living this path, living this way, simply Jesus Christ is the symbolism and the consciousness of you embracing your own truth and living it out in life. That is literally how you be able to experience heaven, be able to allow your true self, your soul, to live life through you. It's truth. Don't care. It's when he talks about in the Bible, leave your family behind, all this stuff. Sometimes you got to. You got to leave some friends behind. You got to leave your comfort zone behind, because this earth can make us, things we deal with in this earth and our experiences can make us, I don't know the word to look for, but just suppress our soul, and our ego becomes into the way of it. Fears and all these things, and conformity and all these things. But when you just don't care about what people think and not be a people pleaser, and just focus on literally like loving yourself first more than anything, and exploring life, exploring what you like, what you don't like, trying new things, and voicing your opinions, and just being a part of the community in that way, exploring your passions. Let's live in your truth. And when you live your truth, all these things will fall into place. You will literally be able to be the fruit of the spirit, and you will be able to just supply that to so many people. It's a beautiful thing. So I don't know that I'm not trying to tell people to think that way. I'm just saying, for me personally, in my own truth, that helped me bring it together, just because of how I connect things. I understand consciousness first before physical manifestation. So it helped me to see that. Now when people say Jesus is the only way, I'm like, you're damn right, he's the only way. Follow your truth. Follow your truth is the way of life. Being true to yourself is the way of life. Being true to what you like. Being true to what your morals are, your values are, your standards are for relationships, all these things, and being firm on these things is literally the foundation of everything else to fall into place. So I just want to say that was totally off track, but I just wanted to share that to you. So going back to the lesson confession. So today I had an experience. Well, yesterday I had an experience. So this is why I brought this up. So for the first time last night, I looked at a few YouTube videos about, how to start. I love reviews. So I looked at how to, for people who are beginner tarot readers, how do you start off? And I've seen a couple ones, and, I like this one lady who said, just don't think about it being a perfect way. Just, bond with your cards. It called you. So just get a feeling of like how it makes you feel. Just look through the cards and just think about how it makes you feel. What do you get out of the cards? And, just get to know it. That's how you connect with your cards. So I did a lot of that. And when I did that, there are some things that came up that was just like, whoa. And it helped me. It showed me even more that I was meant literally to purchase these cards and explore tarot card reading for myself. Now, before I get into this, nothing against fortune tellers or anyone that does that, or use tarot readings into people's future and connect with the other realms, as far as like people who have passed on. Like, that's all fine and dandy. I at this point in my life, I would never say never anymore, but at this point in my life, I am not focusing on that as far as tarot reading. This is more for my own guidance, and a lot of things that, if I do ask questions, like I've learned, when you do this, it's because you're seeking more guidance from, the heavenly realms, I would say. So the questions I will ask will always be something that I've already technically kind of manifested, if that makes sense. Like, I won't just ask, like, will I fall in love in a year? Like, I don't believe in that. I really truly believe like no one other than God truly knows the future. However, how I set the cards up is where I had two cards, and one was literally the present, and one was the future. And I will always ask the question pertaining to something that I've already technically have began to work on or have deeply already thought about already, and kind of already have my soul invested in that idea. And I just want to get clarity on, what it would bring is the right way kind of thing. So that's how I do it. Just I do it more for guidance. So the cards that came up was these two cards. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but it's the reason why I'm starting with this. And these are in the Star Tarot. These are they're like the minor cards pretty much. So they're the cups. And I was simply just like going through the cards, and I was like shuffling them up, and out of nowhere these two cards were stuck together, and they were just kind of out, and I just felt compelled, as if like I was meant to just look at these cards more and interpret what they mean. And so I did that, and I read into the book. And long story short, like when I first seen it, because people that know me know like one of my passions, I guess one of my, I wouldn't say goals, but like one of my dreams, I would say, is to like really just find that one. Like I'm literally a romantic, hope is romantic, wear my heart on my sleeves. Like I love love. So that is like the most dopest dream experience I want in my life, is to be able to encounter my soulmate, the one that God destined me to be in a long relationship with, and my partner in life pretty much, and just explore life itself with this person, and be two whole different people, but just be able to be partners together, and just be the best of friends and all that. So it's just, I've always wanted that. So when I seen this, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's in my future. Like the 10, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my God, so that means it's like love in my future and all that stuff. And then I like this card just because I felt connected to it, because I just really think I'm a princess. Like I like the queen idea, but for some reason, like princess to me is just better. I don't know if it's because I connect more with the childlike kind of youth. I don't know. Queens are beautiful, and I consider myself like a queen if someone calls me that. But for some reason, my soul, like the truth is my soul connects more with princess than queen right now. So anyway, these two cards gave me a lot of information that I already manifested. This card, the princess card, was letting me know, there's new beginnings coming. Your new projects are going to help you manifest some things in life. And it was saying about the princess, being more connected with metaphysical, and it was connected with the medicine wheel, which is very, very important in holistic healing. So I literally was just like, oh my God, because people that know me know on Facebook I've been posting how, after I finish my MBA in a few months, I'm going to get into, I'm, going to University of Sedona, which is online, but I'm going to holistic healing, and my doctor's in, my PhD in holistic healing and metaphysics. So it was just amazing. And then this card was letting me know that this is like my future card, and it was saying, everything like you're like, as far as wealth, not just money, but just wealth in general, and like your emotional, your spiritual, your mental, your social wealth, all these things will be great. Your life will be abundant, and you'll be fulfilled. And it was just great. And so what it showed me was, continue on this part. You're present. You're on the right track. It's not telling me a clear goal of what to do next. That's not what it's all about. But it just gave me hope and clear guidance on the path you're doing. Just stick to it. You're going the right way, because it's going to help you get to this point. It's giving me hope. So I went to bed feeling all good. I was excited and everything. And then I was just looking forward to it. I posted my, my first poem online, and literally and it was at 12 in the morning. I slept like I was in a coma last night. I woke up, and the friend I told you about that I connected with, unexpectedly, to be honest, he thought it was best to go separate ways. We weren't dating, anything like that, but things happened, I would say. Nothing crazy, nothing sexual, but we both, I think, just had very, very strong supernatural experiences, I would say. And the best thing for us was to separate, because it was just really overwhelming. And he chose to do that, and I respected that. And it broke my heart. But in a way, like, I'm learning to be okay with that, to be disattached and respect people's wishes and what they want. So anyway, that being said, I wake up and I look, and I'm just like, oh, like, no one looked at my poem yet. Already, I was simply disregarded everything that the Heavenly Realms told me. Like, I bet they're up there like, oh my God, Naisha, really? Like, and my ego instantly was into that victim mode, into that self-doubt mode automatically. And ego, which I tend to believe it as being the devil within itself, the consciousness of just like everything that is fear. So I'm already in that mindset, and then I look on there and I see a post, and he's like happy and like traveling. I'm thinking like, and the thing about it is when I seen it, I smiled because I want the best for this person. Like they're so special to me, whether I see them get or not. Like they helped me propel to such a higher place and new place in my life, and the experience was meant to happen. So I was in my mind, like I was smiling, I was happy, but then I literally heard my ego self was just like, dang, like he's already got likes, he's out here traveling, you've been doing this longer than him and you ain't even got these likes. Like literally all these self-conscious like thoughts, just started coming to my mind. And it was just, I didn't like the way it felt. I wanted to accept it as far as that these are my thoughts, but I didn't want to continue to hold on to them. So one thing I've been doing is I go in the mornings to the track and I run. And I try not to do this routine thing because I don't really deal well with order. So like I just go when I feel it. So I ended up going today. I really need to clear my head, and I went on the track, walked the track, and I seen this. This guy that I actually seen 2 days ago. An older gentleman. He was running. We ran the last couple days ago. He was running the track, and we stopped. And I think he was so focused, so I didn't like speak to him. Normally I say good morning, everybody I come across on the track. But then I seen the same guy today, and I don't have it with me, but but he gave me a card, and the piece of paper he mentioned, he said, "Good morning." I was like, "Good morning," and he was like, "I have something for you to inspire you during your time of meditation." I was like, "Oh, well, thank you," because I'm just thinking like, "Whoa," like, because I was, I already did one lap, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, "Okay, I should like go ahead, like you, like this is not okay. You shouldn't be thinking this way. Like, you have to be happy for people. You got to be focusing on yourself, self love, self love." So like, I was already thinking this way, and I see this person. He gives me this card, and it was just it was amazing, just everything that it said. And I looked at it while I was walking. I think he wanted me to probably look at it later, but I was meditating in a way already, so I looked at it, and the card pretty much was talking about first John 4:18 verse. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. Amen. And I was like, oh my God, okay, God, I see you talking to me. And it just talks about perfect love here on earth. Like you won't ever never get perfect love here on earth from anybody. You will never get that. The only two ways to experience perfect love is through the heavenly realms and Jesus Christ. And again, like, because my perception, not I don't say it has changed, but it helps me have a deeper understanding of really who Jesus Christ is and what he represents. And now that I see that, literally experiences in the heavenly realms, like heaven itself, just being in the presence of heaven, which you can experience definitely here on earth, and following your truth, following your truth and loving yourself is the only ways to find perfect love. And so it just helped me see so much, because, I was thinking about what happened with my friend and happy for them, but at the same time thinking to myself like, and I've been doing this for a while, and so like no one wants to like hear my story. And it's just like, it kept me humble. Like, you're not, I mean, everyone is important. Like, yes, I'm special, everyone is special, but God can do this without you. Like, humble yourself. So I had to like get that today. And also too, like, one thing being said, I seen something else. So literally, I felt better. I read the verse, and I started, I do run and I walk, and I do opposite. I run one, I walk one. And as I was running, I was focusing, trying to meditate, and I see this caterpillar, and I stopped in my tracks because I love butterflies. I've been really connected with butterflies. And the caterpillar was like, I looked at it, and I looked deep at it, and then it looked like it was like flipped over, like it was just trying to wiggle itself, but it looked like the legs were on top. So I flipped it back over because I wanted to help it, walk across the track without getting hurt. So I did that, and I looked at it. As soon as I did it, it froze. It didn't move. I was like, oh my God, did I kill it by touching it? Like, I was sad. Like, no lie, I was so sad. So something, I ended up just, walking around, and I was like, I'm gonna get my phone. So I got my phone for some reason. I came back to the track, and I walked one around, and I was looking for it. And when I looked for it, it was moving again, but it was flipped back over the same way as if it was on his legs. And I looked deeply, and I was like, oh, that's not his legs. It's just that's how he walks. Like, that's literally how he walks. So by me literally thinking I'm helping somebody, helping this caterpillar, I'm making it worse by interfering with this and trying to put my own perception of what is best for this caterpillar to walk, to do. And I've literally, all this happened in a matter of 30 minutes. And it's just amazing when you open your eyes to just life itself and all around you, the lessons, your treasures that heaven gives you, these lessons. And so I would say what that literally taught me was, I felt like I was being a spoiled brat, like a child, like the only child, and being a spoiled brat. And now I see why. I thank God, Jesus was the one and only Son. Truth was the one and only Son of God, because that would probably be a very bad thing, because me and this human mind already battling, thinking I'm like the special one. Everyone is special, but it's like you want to feel loved and special. But literally, the guy, for example, that walked around the track and gave me that, I was like, oh my God, I feel so special. Like, that was meant for me. And then I looked around, and he was giving it out to everybody. And literally, Jesus was telling me, like, there's plenty, that this love I have for you is for you. It's perfect for you. And there's so much more for you. But I also have bountiful, limitless amount of love for everybody else. There's so much love to give around. It's overflowing and never runs out. So it's like, it has helped me humble myself to say, like, yes, you're special. So is everyone else. Everyone has their own purpose. When I went around a track, the track was symbolized for me life itself. You had some people that was walking it, some that was running it, everyone in different places. Some people were at the same place. And that's just how life is. Like, we're walking the same journey, but people are on different paths. People are at different paces. And it's okay. Based on your own experiences, your own abilities, your own limits, which we all have our own limits. And abiding by that, staying in your own lane with what God has given you the purpose to do, is how you literally keep yourself humble, keep yourself focusing on compassion with other people, and celebrate other people's success, and not just yours. And it just, all this taught me so much. And I just want to share that with you. I just feel compelled to share that with you. And it's really for me. This lesson was for me. And it taught me literally to the best way to help other people is to help yourself. More than anything, you help other people heal by healing yourself. When you focus on yourself and your own life path and your own passions and your own strengths and exploring yourself, your mind, body, and spirit, you doing that, your energy in doing that is transmuting so far beyond what you can see with your human eyes. It's contagious. So when you smile, people smile. So it's the same way with energy. When you focus yourself on yourself and have that self-love to take care of yourself and do what makes you happy and explore yourself, people feed off of that indirectly by your energy. So I learned that. And I also learned, like, celebrate other people's success. Be okay with patience, because the devil creeps up so much on you. It's very tricky. Ego is very tricky. When I was walking the track, and I thought to myself, and I said, but God, like, it's not me to be, like, I was happy for him. I'm not feeling like I'm, like, selfish or competitive. Like, I have a little competitive, I'm a little competitive, but healthy competitive. But it's like I don't feel like I'm compassionate to other people. And that was literally the ego creeping up on me, making me feel and putting things in my mind that are not really true about myself. I know my soul now. I know I'm not a cold-hearted person who don't have compassion. No, like compassion is infused in my blood. So literally, I thought about it and I was like, it's not that. It's patience. It's patience. It's just simply me needing to learn patience. God's timing is the perfect time, and things will unfold. My creativity will flourish in time, and even if it doesn't, me just being able to pour this out and speak my truth is something I couldn't even do 5 months ago. It's helping me heal. It's helping me get closer to my own truth and closer to my own purpose and what I want to do in this world to just have fun with. And hopefully me having fun and enjoying life will help other people. So I just wanted to share that with you today, and excuse me for it being long, but I hope everyone was able to have time to like listen to it all. Um, but yeah, I just want you all to just to know that about myself. This is all a journey, and again, I say like I am not completely healed. I am on this journey with everyone else, healing different things, and through my poetry and through just expressing myself through talking and expressing myself through the world to through Facebook and social media, and owning my vulnerability, owning my lessons, and hopefully it would just help me connect with other people, and we connect each other with each other and say, hey, we're in this together, we're not alone, we're all one. So thank you all again for watching this, and again, my blog website is www.Earth.Love.Wisdom.com. I just redesigned it, so everything is kind of new. I do have 2 poems online now under Soul Expressions. One was on Mother's Day, so it's a poem dedicated to all the mothers in the world. So definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. That's to you, for all the mothers. And then the other one is the poem I posted last night, late night, early mornings, was angelic pains, and that was I'll just say, just definitely leave your comments if you like on what you felt about it, if you connected to it. I would greatly appreciate that. Again, I want to have conversation about this. I want to connect with the people. So definitely do that. So thank you. Peace, love, and blessings. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next Sunday. All right.